Welcome to the show. Classic.
Found this like record of all his stuff, and I was like, "Oh, they have
John
like,
Facenda. Is that who it is?
Album of Sam Spence.
Sam Spence.
NFL Films.
Sam Spence. John Facenda was the voice guy. He did the talking on the frozen tundra. That's him.
About fantasy football. So, I'll turn this down in a second. I'm just getting everything hyped up.
We're ready. We're just getting ready. I paused you on your best face you've ever made. You're like,
wait, let me see if we got any more
emails, squemails, Gmails. Listen to that fucking timpani, dude. That's a hell of a timpani solo.
Oh, this is my jam.
This is murder. This is the classic. Oh, no.
Tonight's musical introduction brought to you by NFL Films and Sam Spence, courtesy of... I gotta say it real quiet so she don't hear me.
Okay.
Okay, Google. So thank you, Google Music, for that. Welcome, everybody.
Classic.
To the post-Thanksgiving hangover.
Oh, God.
That is the Fantasy Football podcast. Back for week 13.
Lucky number 13. I'm not dying.
You're not dying.
Well, I mean, I am, but
you seem to be in good health today.
Yeah. Yeah. I seem to be.
It's a rare sight these days.
It's rough, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. Maybe they need to put me in the ground. Wow. Like this, you know.
This sure turned dark.
Well, it is what it is.
Oh man! Wow.
Wait, where's my canned air?
Got some canned air.
This episode brought to you by Insignia cleaning duster.
Oh, Insignia! Oh, you got name brand shit.
I think I went to Best Buy, and like usually when I go to Best Buy, I try to grab one of these or two of these because you need them all the time. And I think they only keep out one or two so people don't huff them because you can get like super high off of these. Did you know that?
No, what we used to do was turn them upside down and spray each other, and it would freeze you.
Yeah, it would get cold.
Yeah.
It's cold inside of this.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what you get with Insignia. I just broke it. It's broken. Guess I'll just shove it on there again. It works. Oh man, this is great. Hold on. It came off again. Okay. I'm going to put it back on. Okay. I think we're just going to put it down. We'll just put it down for now. Don't lose the straw. It's the best part.
The straw. The little coffee stirrer they give you.
The little fucking straw. So you can really get in there, you know, and spray the keys. We're off to a usual good start.
There's no such thing as a bad start on this show.
That's true. That's
literally the only thing I live for right now. So I'm going to be very upset in January.
Holy shit.
Life is good. Absolutely nothing positive happening in my life. So I
feel like there's a lot of that going on.
So I'm glad we could get back to doing it. after a week off. I was miserable.
I'm sorry.
No,
It's
it's
my fault.
no, no, no. I wasn't miserable because we didn't do the show. It was a long Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we could do a whole podcast about Thanksgiving. Because I'm sure that I avoided it. I eject buttoned. I was out. I was like, no, we're not this year. We're not doing it. I was like, I can't. So I just bailed. I was like, fuck it. I bailed. Because there's no way. I saw some of the things you were saying, and I was like, oh man. Oh.
So, none of them watch this show, so I don't give a shit. But my in-laws,
Yeah.
like my sister-in-law's
Right.
dad,
Sure.
kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's goddamn like
And
fucking.
we don't usually do that, but it was like, oh, surprise, they're coming for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
And
goody.
I was like, oh god.
Yeah. That dude, I'm telling you, like I know like it's different when you're married and like you can't just like decide not to do stuff. But I'm telling you, man, next year just don't do anything. Just don't go anywhere.
I
Feel
know.
like
Normally I like it though. I like the food and
yeah.
we just sit and I get to watch football and like nobody bothers me.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case this year.
But it's crazy now. The world is just crazy now. It's everything's crazy. You know?
So I'm sorry, I'm trying to explain to Janwich here. So it's my actual brother-in-law, his wife, who is then my like sister-in-law.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't think that's anything.
So yeah, that's what I always say. I say, well, we're nothing, but
yeah, thank God.
Secret sister.
I
don't know. I probably have a whole family somewhere else I don't know about.
Hey, that makes two of us. Our dads could be the same guy.
That would be incredibly irresponsible.
That would be insane. Also, it would be exactly like the time we found out we were at the same party together. Maybe a little less important than that. That might be a little more important than if we were secretly brothers.
If we were secretly brothers, maybe that's why we're just so drawn to each other.
That's what it's like. Yeah, it's like fate or whatever the fuck.
We're like the real life twins.
Yeah, and I'm clearly Danny DeVito.
And I'm clearly Sigourney Weaver. Oh, wait,
Sigourney Weaver?
That's Junior. Right? Isn't she?
Wait, is she a junior? No. She's a junior? Are you serious? I believe you.
Oh no, it's what's her name?
1994. Really? That feels wrong.
What the hell was her
Emma
name?
Thompson.
Yes. The lady from Love Actually.
Yes, the British lady whose husband is cheating on her. Or going to. Spoiler alert.
She's the teacher who teaches future seeing at Hogwarts, and Professor Snape is cheating on her.
Wait, is that her?
Yeah.
They dress her up all crazy looking?
Every single person that's in Love Actually, except for Liam Neeson, is also in.
Is the kid in
Harry Potters? The kid? Yeah, he's Harry.
How could I miss this? Oh my god,
that's a good question. No, well, I mean, like Denise Richards is not in it, but she's not British.
Denise Richards is in Junior. Wait, is she in Harry Potter? No, is she in
like the worst movie of all time?
Junior?
Love Actually, you son of a bitch.
Love Actually, the first time I ever saw it was at Thanksgiving, weirdly. And I was at an ex-girlfriend's family's house, and everyone was just like, we're gonna watch Love Actually now. And I was like, okay. And then I drank a bottle of wine and was like, this is pretty okay, because I'm really drunk.
And you were like, everybody in this movie is an asshole. Why do people like this?
Every year we would go to that family's house, I would have to do one required man task. So I would show up, and like her uncle like was always doing something. Like one year he was painting the hallway, like you do at Thanksgiving. So I had to help him because I was like the only other like guy or something. I don't know. It was weird, but I was always having to do this weird like male bonding ritual shit. And like the time he painted the hallway, he spilled paint all over the carpet. So we spent most of the time like sopping up paint from the carpet. I just wanted to get drunk.
God damn.
You know?
You don't go to Thanksgivings anymore.
It wasn't terrible. I mean, he was nice. He was okay. But I always just was like, oh, I wonder what we're going to do this year. One year we had to go get a mattress. I don't know.
At least you never had to like help them hang up the Christmas lights.
No, that was already done. I don't know. I think he had like some kind of like OCD type thing going on, and he felt like he needed to do something all the time. And like, so this is in like Brigantine. And he worked in Atlantic City, so they were kind of like okay, you know, they're kind of like wealthy-ish, I guess. So he was like, oh, we have to go buy a mattress, and I was like, the day before Thanksgiving, we have to go buy a mattress in New Jersey.
Oh, this is the day before now.
Yeah, well, it was like Thanksgiving time, like we would stay over or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is not going to end well, and it didn't because we were out for like 6 hours. Because I don't know if you know about New Jersey, but it's a hellhole.
It's not great.
Anyway,
so there was some football last week. Some of it was good. Most of it was bad.
A lot of it was bad.
But we'll cover a little bit of the goodness and badness when we talk about everybody's fantasy football challenge teams, because there were some interesting scores this week.
Yeah.
A lot of zeros.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, man.
That was I think this is the first time we've had so many zeros. But what we're doing is moving the show right along. That was some great preamble this week.
Yeah, talking about Thanksgiving.
Oh, you know what I want to ask you?
Yeah.
To get us back in a football mood.
Uh-huh.
Do you believe last week was a quality win for the Eagles? And is the team that played last week more indicative of what we're going to see moving forward? Or is it a fluke?
I don't think it's a fluke. I think that the Eagles are better than how they've been playing. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, like everyone's dead. Their team died. Like they're all dead now. I don't know. It was still like a frustrating game. Like I was still like, I mean, come on, guys. This is the Giants. You know what I mean? Like this is fucking insane. Like they're bad. I don't know, man. Maybe they need to like get to that point where they're just like, fuck it. And then they just start playing football again instead of trying to like redo last year. Cause like clearly that's not going to happen. Right. So I don't know. I hope they get better. I mean, they have Washington, right? On Monday.
I think Dallas again.
And then Dallas. So like those two games, like you can win those games. And they probably will beat Dallas because they don't ever lose to Dallas twice, typically. And Washington, you can totally beat them because Colt McCoy is their quarterback now. And then you got the Rams. So I don't know. Man. Just all you got to do is just win the East, and it doesn't matter. Then it's a whole new ball game. Then you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
I hope they don't suck. I hate when the Eagles suck. They suck my whole life.
I know.
I was promised 2 Super Bowls.
I was promised this is the new normal.
Yeah, where is the new normal? Come on.
Silliness. All right. Let's move right on, though, because I decided it's time to segue.
Yeah, segue the fuck out of it.
Into listener questions brought to you by LinkedIn, a cesspool of jobs you'll never get. Build and manage your professional relationships online. LinkedIn, connecting the world's professionals to someone, but certainly not me.
This is the best LinkedIn ad I've ever heard.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Here's questions here. First one comes from Shams Tron, who wants to know, with both Jack Doyle and Jeff Hoyerman done for the year, are there any lesser known TEs worth giving a shot?
That is a great question. And I was going to ask you the same question, Luke.
Well, it's funny you ask, because there are some lesser known tight ends, particularly if you are in a injury-starved situation, one of which we will is widely available, and we will talk about a little bit more in depth during the waiver wire sequence. But
Yeah.
it's a guy that I've been talking about for the past couple of shows.
You
I've
love this guy.
my team for the past couple of shows. His name is Jonnu Smith of the Tennessee Titans.
Dude loves him.
I like him a lot, and he is widely available. He's only owned in 8% of ESPN leagues, which is very low.
That's like no leagues.
Beyond that, you know, there's a couple other guys. Chris Herndon is still a guy, the New York Jets tight end that has value. He's not a volume guy, but he certainly has red zone potential.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think if there's anybody else that's kind of off the beaten path. I know a lot of people are still high on CJ Uzomah. I'm not as big on him.
Yeah.
You know, I do like Gerald Everett on the Rams. I think he gets more involved with what's happening now that Kupp is out. I feel like he's going to be a larger part of the game plan, if I recall correctly.
Bye, Kupp.
Yeah, in the Kansas City game, 4 catches, 50 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Last week they were on the bye, so we didn't get to really see that. But I think he has a chance to be a nice third option alongside Josh Reynolds. And I know Garrett Everett is not owned in a tremendous amount of leagues. So there are guys out there that you could get if you're super hurting.
Yeah, it's been a bad time.
It's a bad time.
It's been a bad time.
I
that time
I heard your time was bad because you lost to Mel.
I lost to everybody because I didn't change my team
in either league.
I didn't do anything. I was getting Christmas trees
for 7 days.
Yeah, for 7 days I was stuck in a Christmas tree getting hell.
But what about when you were in the car? Couldn't you just use your app?
I fucking can't remember my password. I was like in the middle of Pennsylvania, like, what the fuck is my password? And I was like, fuck it. I just like threw my phone. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, I was good. In our league, we definitely left like 2 guys on a bye that were out, an injured guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it wouldn't have helped against me this
No, it wouldn't have mattered.
Because I put up over 200 points. Like I had Christian McCaffrey go off. I had, you know, my Andrew Luck went crazy. Yeah. So you were kind of like doing damned if you did, damned if you did.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. But with Mel, I just wanted to give Mel a little early Christmas present and say, "Happy Christmas, Mel. Here's a win.
Here's a win." So how is that league going, by the way? Are you? Because you're in contention in our YouTube internet people I don't know league.
Yeah, I can't sign in ever into this league. It doesn't work. It never works.
So that's a feature.
I'm trying to get on it right now and I can't. It's all whack-doodled out. It's all like HTML-y now. Like, I don't know what's going on. What is this? Oh, here we go. I found it. Got it. Oh, it's still wacky. Well, Jordan Howard is done.
Basically, yeah.
So I have him. Let's see. I can't really tell. Everything's all busted looking. Like ESPN's all fucked up right now or something. God damn, let me go do it this way, I guess. Dude.
Mel, just tell us because you can probably access
it. I hate ESPN Fantasy. I hate it. It's the stupidest. It's the stupidest thing.
It's so much better than Yahoo. I hate Yahoo.
God, I know, but it sucks so much. I'm in second place in the West. So let me look here. I'm in. Oh God, no! I'm doing bad. I'm in like third to last place.
Third to last. Oh no.
No, I'm like fourth to last place. Wait, no, I'm bad. I'm terrible. This is the worst. I've fallen off a cliff, is what I'm trying to say.
Sorry to hear that, but you're still in contention in our other league.
I'm in third.
You and I are. I'm the top team still because no one ever beats me in this league.
Thank God.
Uh, and but you're hanging in there, so which is good because maybe we'll get to play each other again in the playoffs and have something to talk about
That'd be fun.
in a couple weeks when that happens. I don't even know. See, because in my ESPN league, we do the full season, all 17 weeks.
Yeah.
I think this ends in like another 2 weeks.
Yeah, we do like the weird like 14, 15 week. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah, we do it that weird way. Like the playoffs are the last 2 weeks of the season, which like the last 2 weeks of the season kind of don't matter a lot of the time. So it's like this weird like who are you gonna play, right? Like who's fucking even playing in week 17?
Yeah.
Like the Rams are not gonna play Jared Goff in week 17. Like they're just fucking
No. I don't understand what you're saying here, Jazzik. Thanks for setting up our league since it sounds like an ass ache.
an ass ache.
Are you talking about are you genuinely saying like thanks for doing the challenge?
Yeah, he is not sarcastic like that.
Understand. I don't understand. Listener questions. Question number 2 comes from KJ Sandwich. I'm out of questions, so do any of you like wrestling?
Not since I was like 8.
I semi-follow. I keep up to date. I don't watch live, but enough of my friends are very into it that I just constantly have the updates. And I stay up to date on what's happening with whoever can beat the shit out of Ronda. Because
is she wrestling now?
Oh yeah, she's in wrestling, and they make her like super cool, but she sucks. And Becky Lynch is the greatest person that ever lived.
But she was so great in the Entourage movie.
She was so good in the UFC until somebody punched her in the face, and then she never won again.
What's up with that? She's like the Hulk. Thanos beats her, and then like, oh, I can't be the Hulk anymore.
Well, that's when you find out that people can stop the one thing you're good at.
Well, maybe
the
Rockers getting back together.
They're dead.
Oh man, that's what made me hate wrestling when Shawn Michaels kicked Marty Jannetty through the barbershop window. It ruined my whole life. That's the day I knew evil existed in all men.
Jads of all trades writes in, my favorite quote about wrestling came from Nick Murphy. It went something like, all that began to get real dumb after I stopped watching.
Yeah.
I don't know when Nick stopped watching, but it has certainly got way better. It is not worse than it was during the Attitude Era.
The Attitude Era. Oh my God. That's about when I stopped. I was like, I can't handle this.
It was too much attitude for you.
It's too much. I was not prepared for the amount of attitude. That's my problem. That's a personal problem, though. It's just me. Why are we talking about wrestling on a Facebook show? I don't know. Are we doing a Facebook show right
now? Yes, we're secretly taking all your information and giving it to the Russians.
They already have it.
Yeah. But Jads has a serious question, and he says, thoughts about coaching changes mid season when it's a lost season to see what lower staff coaches can do, or even resting star players and giving reps to backups to evaluate for the rest of the games left. What are your thoughts on that, Josh?
I mean, if they're just changing coaches, like anything can happen, right? Like those guys aren't like, they don't have anything to lose. They're probably not going to be the head coach next year. So like, fuck it, like roll with it, right? If the player is talented at that point, put them in. But if they're like switching players out and shit, like screw that. Hi.
Yeah, I think the only time that you even really see players being switched out is when it's a lost season.
Yeah.
And you have like a rookie quarterback that isn't necessarily ready to start, but you're like, whatever.
Right.
Try it.
Yeah. Plus, if that's happening, usually you don't have a very good starting quarterback anyway. So if you're starting that guy, your season's probably not going so hot. I mean, obviously, like the McAdoo last year with Manning, like that was really the only time I remember that happening recently, and that was only a big deal because like he had that streak going. Like I don't know if anyone would have been so hurt that their starting quarterback Eli Manning wasn't starting in fantasy because he's dog shit, and he was last year. So I don't know. I think anything can happen, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, we're in going to 13, 14, 15, 6. So there's 5 games left in the season.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more buys left. It's December. I'm counting this weekend will be December football. And, a lot of seasons have already been broken.
Yeah.
And, again, I think the Giants would have probably moved on to a younger quarterback to see what they could do if they had one.
Yeah, they don't have anybody.
Like Kyle Lauletta is certainly not doing anything except running over cops.
Whoops.
And do they even still have Davis Webb? Who they?
No.
They don't have Geno Smith anymore, do they? Who is even there? I don't know.
They do. No, Davis Webb is on the Jets. Okay.
We're getting a look at Colt McCoy, who's not a rookie, but he's playing in place of Alex Smith, who got he's done. His career.
Did you watch it?
No.
I watched it.
I could not watch it. I can't watch those.
That doesn't bother me as much.
I can't watch the breaks.
They're bad, but I'm not weirded out by that stuff.
I watched that one college basketball break, and I was like,
"Oh, that was
I'm done."
Yeah,
I used to watch them, but I can't anymore.
Isn't it crazy? I think I texted you when it happened. It was 33 years to the day that Joe Theismann broke his leg like that. That's fucking insane.
33 years. Somewhere Lawrence Taylor popped a bottle of champagne.
Like Joe Theismann's leg.
Like Joe Theismann's leg. And we have one last final question this week from KJ Sandwich, who had a legitimate question. Not that your wrestling question wasn't legitimate, but this is a more pointed question to make Mel happy, since trying to make Mel happy on the Facebook football show. This week, Cameron Brate or George Kittle?
Oh, man. Oh. Cameron Brate?
Yeah.
Probably, right? Because the Buccaneers they're like crazy, and they'll just score like 50 points and still lose the game somehow. And Brate will probably catch 1 or 2 good throws to him. I don't know. Probably Brate, I would go with.
Yeah, Kittle had his first legitimately bad game of the season last week.
Yeah.
Which was a bit surprising because I figured he would still see some type of volume in that game, but no, they just completely shut him down. I still think Kittle is the easier play.
Yeah.
But Brate is a nice sneaky play.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, Tampa Bay is going to be putting up points. They're going to have to throw some things. And yeah,
they just throw now. They don't stop.
Last week, in place of OJ Howard, he had a couple catches and a touchdown. So, if you're in a gambling mood, I do believe in the daily fantasy, Cameron Brate is much cheaper than George Kittle.
Yes.
But if this is like a season depending on this move kind of thing in a regular fantasy football lineup, I'm going with Kittle.
Yeah, like an everyday guy is Kittle. But if you need, like you said, like if you need like one guy this week, Brate, I guess. The Buccaneers are weird. They're super weird. They're a weird team.
Hey, we didn't get to cover it because we didn't do last week's show, but I had a note here on why picking up Jameis Winston as a free agent was good is because combined, the Tampa Bay quarterbacks are like the number 8 quarterback in NFL fantasy football this year.
Their numbers like do not add up. Like they're like a ghost team. Like nothing makes sense. Like I think I saw that stat also where it's like combined like they like both have like some incredible like touchdown like numbers and shit. And I'm just like, how the fuck are they losing? Like what is this fucking team? Like what is going on? I don't know.
Because when the one guy does great, it's because he had to come in the third quarter. 4 picks.
They're just constantly like, whoa.
Oh, man. So those have been this week's listener questions brought to you by LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you can build and manage your professional relationships online. Connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful with LinkedIn.
No, there was no sarcasm on that one.
Not that time.
Not that time.
And that brings us to the best part of the show for me, maybe for you. I don't know. We'll see. It's the Monster Game of the Week, brought to you by Monster Ultra. 0 calories, 0 sugar, ultra refreshment. Oh, Monster.
Oh boy. Oh, it looks like sounds like it tastes good.
Yeah, look at that.
Let me see here. I can't really see. There we go.
This week's Monster Game of the Week. It should come as no surprise to anyone.
Look at these numbers.
Run CMC.
This is ridiculous. This is like fucking Tecmo Bowl numbers.
125 yards rushing with 1 touchdown. 11 catches, 112 yards receiving, and 1 touchdown.
Did anybody else play in this game?
He is the first Carolina Panther to have 100 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving in the same game. That franchise has been around since 1995.
I would be interested to know how many players have ever done that on any team.
You know what? You'd be surprised. There's some running backs that are that. Le'Veon's done it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess, but
David Johnson did it. I bet you Chris Johnson did it.
Probably.
Back when he was like,
yeah.
Good. All right, and Mel has invaded the document.
Mel's in the document.
Revoke her access. Now she's in here, sneak peeking and spoiling the show.
I see you, Mel.
But yeah, Christian McCaffrey just went absolutely bananas. The best game of his career to this point, I would say.
Yeah, which is saying something because he's good.
Really good. Yeah. I'm glad I have him on my fantasy team.
Yeah, good for you.
That was the Monster Game of the Week, brought to you by Monster Ultra. 0 calories, 0 sugar, ultra refreshment Monster.
We could have gone with a Phillip Rivers there.
Nope. Phil Rivers last week?
Dude had like a 96%.
Oh, he completed a lot of passes. So what?
He had like 28 of 29. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, this.
He only threw for 259 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was only worth 21.6 fantasy points.
Yeah, all right. I see what you're saying.
McCaffrey.
I see what you're saying. How many points did he get?
52.7.
Yeah, all right. That's insane. That's fucking crazy. 52.7.
What's crazy too is that he fumbled the ball 3 times, but it didn't lose any of them. Carolina recovered all 3.
Oh man, that's just like play the lottery. That's just what that is. That's just crazy. 3 times. Yeah.
That's how you know you can leave it in and she won't get pregnant that night.
That's how you know.
That's the kind of luck Christian McCaffrey.
That's how you know. Well, Christian McCaffrey scored 53 points and fumbled 3 times, so I'm just gonna cream pie you tonight.
I'm sorry. I'm in a weird place.
Oh shit.
All right, well, now it's time for the waiver wire watch, brought to you by Happy Death Day to you. This February, death makes a comeback, and so can you with these potential players that might bring some luck to your fantasy football team.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we're going to talk about him again this week. Jameis Winston, only owned in 57.6% of ESPN leagues.
Yeah.
As we mentioned just a few minutes ago, Tampa Bay quarterbacks combined have been bananas. Winston had a good game last week, and I don't think Carolina is very scary.
Yeah, they're not looking great. Yeah, just hope you get Winston on a day where he's just okay, right? Like, hope you just get him when he doesn't decide to throw like 4 picks or whatever he's gonna do.
Yeah. What did he do last week? I had him here. I had it open. Yeah, last week 312 and 2 touchdowns, a couple carries, no interceptions, 25 points.
That's as good as you're gonna get with him, probably. But that's fine.
I would say the only game he did better than that was at Atlanta, and that game he had like 40-something points. But
yeah,
I'm not just thinking this week either, because you're looking at picking up guys that you might need. You pick them up now because you're going to need them in the playoffs in a few weeks. And Jameis Winston has a very favorable matchup schedule coming. So if that's a person to hold on to. Yeah, I have it down here because I also recommended recommending Chris Godwin a little bit later. But the Carolina, New Orleans, Baltimore, Dallas, and Atlanta,
all winnable.
All winnable. Baltimore is the only game I'm a little on.
Yeah, it's a tough game.
The other ones, the dude's going to be throwing.
As weird as Tampa Bay is offensively, that's how Baltimore is defensively. Like you could get like that old Baltimore defense one week, and then next week it's like we're terrible, we're bad. Football's so messed up right now. It's like I don't even know what is going. I don't even know. What's happening, Luke?
You're a co-host on this show.
What's happening, Luke?
All right. Following that, a person we had recommended a couple weeks ago. He was on the list for last week, but we didn't do the show. But he's on the list again because he's somehow still only owned in 50% of ESPN.
Nobody's listening to you.
And that's Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, guys. Again, this is a pickup for conditional pickup. Joe Flacco is still in that. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? State. But over the 2 games that he's had, let's see. He has had 3 interceptions. Yes, that is true. He's only had 1 passing touchdown. He's only had 1 rushing touchdown. But he is making up for all of that with his legs. He's put up at least 16 points in ESPN, and Atlanta is not nearly as strong defensively as the last 2 teams Lamar Jackson was up.
That's a good.
He's really showing that like 2004 Vickian performance.
Oh wow!
Not quite as up there in the touchdowns, though.
Right? No, but
he's got the legs.
Yeah. I like this because like I like your thinking here that it's like a long term, like sneaky. It's very calculated move here to get Lamar Jackson. I like it. I like that one. Huh?
Calculated.
Smart
guy. Sticking with Baltimore in the running back department. The surprise of the century, Gus Edwards.
Surprise of this century, but his name is like that of last century, or maybe the one prior to that.
He had a huge uptick after the game 2 weeks ago, so he is owned in 61% of leagues.
Still not a lot, though.
It's not a lot, though, and especially in a running back depleted league, in a upcoming playoff situation where a lot of your good running backs that you have on your teams are going to not be playing.
Playoffs.
Gus Edwards, back-to-back 100-yard games, has only 1 touchdown in 2 games, but the volume is there. When Jackson has played, it seems that he is getting less attention, even though teams don't have to worry about Jackson passing it very much.
Right.
You know, it's that weird, like, oh, we don't know what the quarterback's going to do. Oh, the running back has it. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Weird. Like a weird, yeah.
So, yeah, I like him, though. I like him. If you can get him, especially if you're looking down the line.
This calculated moves here are priceless.
Priceless. This one is a little bit...
This one's crazy.
Garrett Blount is owned in less than 25% of ESPN leagues. Last week they played the Bears on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And like Garrett Blount just blunted his way all over them.
He wanted that turkey, dude.
Like 70-something yards. He looked really good and made me really wish he was still on the Eagles.
I was just saying that. We were talking about that there. I was watching the game and we were talking about like, why isn't he on the Eagles? Oh, right. Reasons.
Yeah, I mean, he went to Detroit, whatever, you're not going to go to the playoffs again, but look, the Bears are not a cupcake team. So that was some good, hard rushing. And
you might get
still out, he could do it.
You might get the other LeGarrette Blount though too. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
And that's why this is like a kind of pick, right? Like I
Sure.
like, but I'm not like
in like with it.
Yeah, I'm not in like with it. But again, we don't know how long Kerryon Johnson's going to be out. He may come back this week. He may not. If this injury persists, next week Detroit plays Arizona.
Yeah, that's a good. Then yes,
there you have like
always play anyone against Arizona. It's like this year's rule. It's like the one thing I know to be true.
The one thing.
They're so bad.
Speaking of bad,
yes,
the Washington football team.
Yes,
they're not good.
Well, old Snappy Leg is done, so.
But they're playing the Eagles on Monday Night Football.
Oh, here we go.
And as we all know, the Eagles secondary does not exist.
Not anymore. They were lost on the Battle of D-Day.
But they literally are just like, it's my Uncle Steve out there.
Yeah, there's like nobody there.
There's nobody there. So even though Josh Dotson, who's only owned in 15% of ESPN leagues.
Dotson, we got Dotson here.
Hasn't been the great wide receiver hope that Washington was hoping he would be.
It's like the Laquan Treadwell of wide receivers.
Since Colt McCoy has taken over, Josh Dotson is the only person he throws to.
Isn't that fucking weird as hell how that happens? What are the quarterbacks doing? What are they seeing?
I don't know.
What are they seeing that the other guy isn't seeing? Like, to me, that's bananas.
I think Colt McCoy is willing to throw the ball downfield.
Oh, and Smith didn't. Yeah, that might be it.
Like, who is 5 yards in front of me?
Yeah. I like the West Coast offense. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Dotson is a real nice play this week.
I will disagree with this.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you remember a little year called 2010 and a game called the Monday Night Massacre.
Okay.
I think we're going to see Monday Night Massacre Part 2.
Let me look this up. 2010.
Remember it was like 59 to.
It comes up in the Google and everything.
Do you remember this game?
November 15th, 2010.
Play the music. Play the music.
Hey, Google, play. Let's see. So the first quarter, Deshaun Jackson, 88-yard pass.
That was like the first play.
Akers' kick is good. Michael Vick, 7-yard run. David Akers' kick is good. LaShawn McCoy, 11-yard pass from Michael Vick. David Akers' kick is good. Here's a name for you.
Yeah.
Jerome Harrison.
Yes.
50-yard run. David Akers' kick is good. At the end of the first quarter, it was 28-0.
Yep. I remember I came home from work. We worked together at that point. I came home from work and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch some Eagles tonight. And I was like drunk by the end of the first quarter because I was like, fuck it, the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, and Washington had Donnie Mack at this time.
That was the Donnie Mack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see here. So then we got Jeremy Maclin with a 48-yard pass and a touchdown is good. It was 35-0. Oh, was this gas pedal Chip Kelly here?
No, this was still Andy Reid at this point.
Still the Andy Reid era. Okay. Yeah. I just because of the frequency with which the points were scored.
Yeah. No, we weren't in that nightmare yet.
All right. So then, Washington scored 2 touchdowns. Michael Vick with a 6-yard run. David Aker with a field goal. At halftime, it was 45-14.
That game was donezo. Fucking over.
The Eagles would score 2 more times for the rest of the game, and the Washington team would score 2 more times for the rest of the game. The final was 59-28.
That's some rookie Madden score right there.
That is bananas. Hey,
so
Google,
we're gonna see that again.
I would love to see that.
I'm putting on my Swami hat or whatever.
I would love to see that, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, but we don't have the receivers that we had that year that were probably pretty good. And I'm like, no, everybody we have on the team this year is markedly better,
way better,
and whatever wide receivers Andy Reid always used,
way better.
Terrell Owens.
James Thrash.
James Thrash. Todd Pinkston.
Todd Pinkston. Oh my god.
Jason Avant. Freddie
Oh my god. Fred X.
Fred X, baby.
Now he's in like Leavenworth for tax evasion.
Is he?
He was. I think he's out now.
Which one of them married the Playboy girl?
Hank Baskin. Hank Basket.
Is that true?
Yeah. He played for the Colts and then they got divorced. I don't know.
Kendra Wilkinson.
Kendra. She was one of the half like when he had like 5 girlfriends or whatever. He was
it's her and Holly.
Holly.
What's her face? And
Holly Hendricks, was that her name?
Let me see here. What was it? The Girls Next Door.
Stupid.
Holly Madison.
Holly Madison.
Bridget Marquardt, the one nobody remembers.
Yeah, Bridget. Moving
right along. Tampa Bay wide receiver Chris Godwin, only owning 43% of the leagues.
Mm-hmm.
His last 3 games, 14 catches, 195 yards. Think about that.
That's good.
That's good.
Did he leap over that guy last week? It was cool.
That was good. Deshaun Jackson has a weird thumb.
What?
He has a weird thumb thing, so he might not play. But Godwin is still looking good because, again, like I said, Carolina, New Orleans, Baltimore, Dallas, Atlanta.
Yeah.
That is a schedule ripe for whoever the Tampa Bay quarterback is throwing the football.
Yeah.
And that's why we also like Cameron Brate.
I love Cameron. Dude, you love Cameron Brate. You're like the #1 Cameron Brate guy.
58% of leagues. So some people have picked him up because they probably had OJ Howard.
Yeah.
But again, he's a red zone weapon. He's not a volume guy. You know, you might get 6 to 12 points.
Sure.
Those are points.
That's all you're going to really ask for at this point from a tight end.
Yeah. But you know who else is out there? 92% of the people on ESPN aren't giving this guy a chance. And I'm talking about Jonnu Smith.
Okay.
3 TDs in his last 4 games.
All right, that's pretty good.
40 or more yards in 3 of his last 4 games.
Yeah, that's good. That's definitely good.
Only owning 8%. Only owning 8%.
That's like no leagues.
He is available and he is virtually unheard of. So you could grab him or use him in DraftKings. Like I did last week, and some of you did last week, and it paid off.
Smart.
Initial payday.
Smart. We have a nice graphic that somebody put in here of my ESPN league.
I wonder who put that in there.
Weird.
Well, God.
There we are. I'm not doing horribly, but I'm not doing great.
Well, you're 5-7, and ESPN divisions don't mean anything, so you're not making the playoffs.
No, I'm not making the playoffs. Playoffs. That
would be so great if the divisions did mean something, though, and your 5-7 team made it in over
the playoffs.
7-5 winners.
Well, if I beat Lord and Lady Gaga, I could get in. The Dragonstone Ant Lovers have a chance, all right?
Ant Lovers.
Yeah, like
I get it.
Fox's Ant. Spoiler alert for the show that's never gonna be finished.
Oh, the show will be finished.
The book's never gonna be finished.
Dude, that finale airs, he's dead.
Yeah, he's not. Dude, why would you write the book? They're making it. Just why would you write it? I'd be like, you got it already. There it is. It's out. It's done. And I would just spend the rest of my days being a fat author, never doing anything. That's what I would do.
Well, that's been the Waiver Wire Watch, brought to you by Happy Death Day to you. This February, Death makes a comeback, and we hope you can too with the potential these players might bring to your fantasy football team. Whether you need a great date night movie or just want to see what happens when Groundhog Day meets Final Destination.
Nice.
Be sure to check out Happy Death Day to you in theaters February 14th. Oh, you see our new sponsor?
Yeah.
And
Ain't that bad. I gotta tell you though.
Yeah.
You read it and then I'll tell you my problem.
Uh-oh.
Not with the sponsorship, but with the product itself.
Oh, I have a problem with the product too, but they're paying us, so
So right, yeah, we can't.
paying. This week, daily fantasy picks are brought to you by Dude Wipes. Are you tired of using rough, unreliable toilet paper to clean your nethers?
Yes.
Dude Wipes are fragrance-free, moisturized towelettes that will get you clean and have you feeling refreshed after a hard day on the throne. Dude Wipes, flushable wipes for any situation.
That's incredible.
But go on, tell me more.
How come you don't have a job doing this? Come on. That's hilarious.
That's literally what I'm doing.
That's hilarious. You have to have some serious plumbing to flush these motherfuckers.
Oh, really?
Sometimes they don't. If you have like old plumbing, I wouldn't flush them. You're gonna run into some problems.
I will admit to I haven't used Dude Wipes, but there have been times in the past where I have used baby wipes.
Right.
It's great.
No, it's the best. Like once you get them, that's it. There's no other there's nothing else. You're done. That's it.
Yeah, you're like, toilet, what is this? And then somebody tries to give you one ply, and you're like,
and you just spit on the ground like, puh, puh, get that out of here.
Yeah, so this week our daily fantasy picks. What's good about us not having done the show last week is that I hated almost every price every player was at.
Yeah,
I really struggled to find not guys that I would want for my own team, but guys that I could like recommend. I was like, this guy is way too expensive. I was like, why are they charging this much for this guy?
I don't know. I don't know what it's gotta be something with the gambling. I don't know. I don't know. It makes no sense. Sometimes like players are like dirt cheap, and you're like, what the fuck? I don't get it. But yeah, whatever.
But this week I kind of like a bunch of guys. Starting with the most expensive quarterback on our recommendation list, but not the most expensive quarterback in the league, Ben Roethlisberger at $6K.
That's cheap.
He's at home, and at home, Ben Roethlisberger is a beast, to say the least. I can look at the splits here. In home games, he's thrown for 1,500 yards.
Okay.
14 touchdowns and only 3 picks.
That's good stats.
Versus on the road, he's had one more game, but he's thrown for 2,000 yards on the road, but 10 touchdowns and 9 picks.
Ew, that's bad.
So at home, Ben is who you want. And for 6,000, which is markedly cheaper than Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Reed, all these guys, I really like him there.
I don't even think about Russell Wilson anymore. I haven't thought about Russell Wilson all year.
I don't even fucking think about that.
He's dead to me. Take Sierra from me, you asshole.
You son of a bitch.
You're dead to me.
I also really like Andrew Luck at 58.
That's cheap as fuck.
He has been on a super tear, and I don't think it stops.
No, I don't think so either.
And
go ahead. They really. I think Frank Reich really is doing some things over there. I don't know if they're going to be good, but like this year they like him. That offense likes him for some reason. Yeah. Probably because he knows about offense and not like trick plays and stuff.
Yeah, and I think too what's happening here is you're seeing the betting line kind of still giving Jacksonville too much credit.
Yeah,
trash this year.
They're horrible.
Jalen Ramsey might be out.
Yeah, I would be out. I'd be like, oh no, my legs.
So yeah, I like Luck this week. I also like in a matchup against the New England Patriots, the Minnesota quarterback Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, this is one of those weird games where it could go either way.
It could go either way, but at 5,500, I think he throws the ball and has a nice fantasy game.
Yeah, the Patriots defense is not tremendous.
I mean, they almost lost to the Jets.
Yeah, they're not looking so good.
Almost, but
yeah.
And this one hurts a little bit,
I will not acknowledge this at all. Let's move on.
Hurts a little bit, but at 5,400, Dak Prescott against New Orleans,
Ooh.
not a bad play.
For 5,400, no.
Not a bad play. I don't think he shits the bed quite as bad as Ginger Jesus.
Oh, God.
And I don't think he has a game he had last week on Thanksgiving where he was tremendous. But I think that he puts up some good points because they're going to have to play a little catch up.
That's true.
In the running back department, I really like John Connor at home.
John Connor
for 7,300, which is just, I mean, Todd Gurley cost 9,300.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, and I know he's putting up 28.5 points, right, for 9,300.
Right.
John Connor, he's putting up 23.8 on average for 7,300. So for 2,000 points, is that worth, or for 2,000, fantasy dollars, is that worth 5 points to you?
Right. No.
To me, no. And the Chargers do not have a stout rushing defense.
Yeah.
And this game, I think is going to be one of those up and down, back and forth games, and Connor is going to have a real nice one.
We'll see.
For that same reason, I really like Austin Eckler at 5,400 because Melvin Gordon is out.
Is he done?
He's out already. They have declared him out.
But not for the year, though.
Just this upcoming week. So Austin Eckler, Chargers on the road. I know West Coast team coming east. You're like, oh, Luke, you're crazy. But for 5,400, you'd be crazy not to take this guy.
It's still the Jets, though, too. So, it doesn't really.
Steelers.
Oh, Steelers. Sorry.
Chargers, Steelers. That's why it's like.
Sorry.
That's why I really like Big Ben, because I think this game.
Oh, you said John Connor, not James Connor.
Yeah, who is it?
Wait, who are we talking about?
What is his name?
James Connor. I was like looking up John Connor. I'm like, the fullback from the Jets.
My mistake.
Sorry, I was also confused. But yeah. Okay, yeah.
Let's start over. Welcome to.
I'm Josh.
Fantasy football podcast. As you could tell, we are great at this.
Yeah, I just took your word for it. I was like, "Hey, man, yeah, John Connor."
All right, I messed that up, but not as bad as Shamstron for his picks this last week. I know he meant Gus Edwards on the Ravens, right. But he wrote down that he wanted Gus Johnson.
Yes.
He doesn't actually play football.
The Gusses.
But yeah, I got him covered. So anyway, I like Chris Carson at 5,200 this week.
He's the one who flipped over the dude.
And I like Gus Edwards at 4,800. I got to get this show back on track because I am quickly going off the rails.
That's fine.
I got to
talk about Thanksgiving again.
A Ritalin. I need to get in the zone.
Auto zone.
Wide receivers. You're gonna think I'm banana pants.
I already do.
8,000. I am signing that contract tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna score. Like he's just gonna fucking catch the ball and score.
He has been up against every single team in the league, and no one has stopped him.
He's having a year, dude. He's having he might not ever have a year like this year again.
Yeah,
he's great. He's playing great. So
let's see. He had one bad game against Detroit.
Yeah,
where he had 22 yards.
That's
he has only had 2 games all season where he hasn't gone over 100 yards and hasn't had over 7 catches.
That's so stupid. That's such a stupid year. It's ridiculous.
Like the guy is just going ape shit.
He's seen.
I will ride that train.
8K. Yeah, it's not 9K. It's not 9.1.
Yeah, it's not. Like Tariq, get out of here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Austin Cooper. No, Amari Cooper. At 6,200.
Yeah.
Again, I think this is going to be a game where they're going to have to throw. I think he has shown he can play some football still somehow.
Who would have thought? We've
Maybe
been talking about him.
Maybe he just needed to get out of Oakland.
Maybe he just hated it there. Maybe he hated going to work. Maybe his commute was bad. That I say this all the time. Like some guys just hate being places, and it like fucks them up. It's a thing.
He has had almost instant rapport with this offense. So, you know what?
I don't know.
I laughed about this, but for what Dallas gave up, if it helps them. No, look, I mean, he's a first round guy. You gave up a first round pick to get him. Is it a little too much? Maybe.
Yeah.
Continues to play like he did when he was playing like a first round pick. You got a good deal. Against the San Francisco 49ers, I like Doug Baldwin of the Seattle wide receiving core.
Douglas Baldwin.
5,500. He hasn't had a great season this year.
No, he's been quiet.
But I think this week he is the best Seattle option and a nice price. And again, I recommend Chris Godwin at 3,900, especially at 3,900 if we learn Deshaun Jackson is completely out.
That is dirt ass cheap.
Tight ends. If you're not paying 6,600 for Zach Ertz, who is basically playing as a wide receiver 1, fantasy points wise,
yeah,
you're crazy. Because that is a hell of a deal.
Yeah, that dude is like unfucking stoppable. Like he's like the only offense the Eagles have right now. So
let's look at this thing here. So
look at this here thing.
5 catches, 11 catches, 5 catches, 10 catches, 10 catches, 7 catches, 9 catches. He had a bad game against Jacksonville. He had a bad game against New Orleans, but he had 14 the week in between there. He had 7 last week. He's only had a handful of games where he hasn't scored since week 5.
Mm-hmm.
Scored to start the season. Nick Foles did not like to throw to him, but when Carson Wentz came back, touchdown, no touchdown, touchdown, 2 touchdowns. Like he's just been on a historic pace.
This is like one of those tight end years that like maybe nobody will remember weirdly, but like I don't remember a tight end ever playing like this. Like even Gronk, like fucking, I don't know. This is crazy.
He had yardage and touchdowns, but he didn't have 10, 12 catches.
Yeah.
You know, Gronk was just a fucking like throw it deep to me.
Right. I'll get it.
Eyes over.
Right.
And speaking of Gronk, at 5,400,
that's cheap as fuck.
Against Minnesota, I'm Gronking it up.
You're all over the place right here with this, though.
Am I?
Because the next one is even crazier.
Not after his performance last week. Kyle Rudolph at 36, baby.
Well, I just picked him up, so he better do something.
Kyle Rudolpho.
Run, Rudolph.
He was here. Why is he not showing up on this thing now? There he is. Yeah, last week, 7 catches, 63 yards. It's like the first time he's been involved in the offense in quite some time, but I think that is a sign of things to come.
Yeah.
I think against this New England defense, Kyle Rudolph has a very nice day.
I hope so.
Particularly for the price. See, that's the thing, right? Like, is he going to have a great day like Zach Ertz? No,
but yeah.
But for 3,600, you're going to get production out of him that will be.
You're milking that stone, baby. You got to squeeze all the points out of it. You only have 20K.
And for 3,300, my boy, Jonnu Smith.
My boy.
It's your boy.
Your boy.
Yes, Jonnu Smith. I love him. 3,300. He paid dividends last week. Defensive wise, the Bears at 3,300. I believe they're playing a bad team. I forget
who it was. It is.
Oh, the Giants.
Yep.
Yeah, 3,300. And the Dolphins at 2,700 against the Bills. Mark it
down.
So those were the Daily Fantasy Picks brought to you by new sponsor Dude Wipes.
Mm-hmm.
Dude Wipes, flushable wipes for any situation. Visit dudeproducts.com to learn more about the wipes and many other dude necessities. You know, they have stuff like powder.
Oh, yeah.
Spray.
Oh, I love that powder, though.
Okay.
Doesn't the powder cause like dick cancer, or is that just a baby powder?
What?
Yeah, they found out like a lot of that powder, like maybe not the new powder, but like the old powder that causes like testicular cancer.
Oh man, I hope not, because in the summertime it gets a little chafy. You gotta
You gotta powder up or
you gotta
down.
powder. Yeah. Mm. All right, well, let's talk about the fantasy football challenge.
Let's do it.
In case you guys didn't see on Twitter, I did reveal some of the prizes that we'll be giving away.
Mm-hmm.
A nice little stack of 12 football cards of various rookies over the last couple of years with some
I want those.
nice guys in there. We got a little Lamar Jackson.
Oh, that might be valuable.
Definitely got a Pat Mahomes.
Yes.
Very nice rookie card to have. Kenny Golladay, James Conner, not John Connor.
John Connor.
And then I have some jersey relic ones in here too.
Oh, nice.
These guys are just kind of okay, but the Nick Chubb one is a real nice one.
Where do you get your cards, Luke?
I buy most of them at the card store.
Where do you go?
Shop that I go to in the
mall.
well, no, what's that place over by the Air Force Base? What town is that?
Oh, you mean the Navy base?
No, the one by the Doylestown Air Force.
Yeah, that's what the Navy base. Willow Grove.
Willow Grove, yeah. So
my grandmother was the secretary to the commander of that base.
Secretary to the commander.
So I got to go into all kinds of planes.
Nice.
Anyway.
So yes, last week we would have talked about I showed you guys who won last week because I posted it on Twitter. So
it wasn't me.
Yada yada yada. You guys already know all that. Now, for actual last week, Josh had Phil Rivers, Marlon Mack, Jarvis Landry, and Cassius Charles Clay.
Good God, why?
Rivers 20.7, Marlon Mack 11.6, Jarvis Landry 6. He has been a tremendous disappointment.
Where the hell is he?
Tremendous disappointment. Baker Mayfield is going bananas, and Jarvis Landry is like, yeah, whatever.
Sure, I'm sitting this one out. It's too cold up here.
Jarvis Landry with 6, and Charles Clay with 0. Grand total of 38.3 points. I went with Baker Mayfield, Peyton Barber, Mr. Adam Thielen, and the legendary Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, you had a good week.
25.9, Barber 14.3, Thielen 26.5, and Jonnu Smith 14.3. Grand total of 81.
Yeah, but
so that moves me to 8-4, and Josh to 4-8 on the season. Moving along to the listener teams, KJ, Mayfield, Kamara, Bourne, and Clay, 41.4 points. Brooks, Dak Prescott, Nick Chubb, Kenny Golladay, Jonnu Smith.
Murderers row here.
3.5.
80. Yeah,
had a week.
That's a win.
Had a week.
That's a win.
TJ, Colt McCoy, Sony Michelle, Julian Edelman, and Virgil Green. Virgil Green, another Zilcho guy.
Tight ends.
Tight ends putting up zilch. But TJ with 56.4. Colt McCoy, by the way, scored more fantasy points than Carson Wentz and Aaron Rodgers.
Cool.
This past week. Jads, of course, the all Green Bay Raiders, Adam Jones, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, and 34.9 points. I love a guy that sticks to a gimmick. It's
not bad,
but I don't think it's going to continue to pay dividends.
He just does it because it's fun.
I know, it's fun. I know. I want him to be able to, not regret it at the end of the year when somebody gets this awesome prize that we haven't decided yet.
That's true.
All right, great field. Matt Ryan, Chris Carson, Allen Robinson, and Jack Doyle. Jack Doyle could have had a nicer day, but he got hurt and he's done for the season. But Greatfield finished with 52.3.
Greatfield killed Jack Doyle.
Shamstron, Jameis Winston, Gus Johnson, Keenan Allen, and Dallas Goddard. 61.2 points. Not bad, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Pigeon went with Wentz, Josh Adams, Quincy Enunwa, and Zach Ertz.
Almost an all Eagles team.
Also an all Eagles team, but he had 63 total points.
Not bad.
So that means the winner of the week was Brooks. And Brooks also earned a win against Josh and Luke.
Boo!
Brooks has had 3 wins against you and I now, but that is the first time he's won the listener of the week.
Oh, nice.
So the new standings are Greatfield, KJ, and Pigeon with 3 listener team wins, Shamstron with 2, and Brooks with 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the listener wins over Josh and Luke. Greatfield in the lead with 5. Shams, Jads, Pidge, and TJ all tied with 4.
So close.
KJ and Brooks with 3. 5 weeks to go.
Anybody's game.
I am so surprised that there has not been a runaway leader. And I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, great that everybody is just like right here and showing their smarts.
Let them fight.
So let's talk about who you got for week 13, buddy.
Okay. I went with Mitchie Trubisky. He might not play. So if he doesn't play, I'm gonna sub in Bakey Mayfield. I went with this Y theme today. I don't know why. Baker Mayfield. Running back. I'm riding this Josh Adams train a little bit. I'm gonna see where this takes me.
I like this train.
Yeah. Wide receiver, T.Y. Hilton's. This is probably a stupid thing to do, but I'm going to pick T.Y. Hilton because every time I have him in the league, he lets me down. So, okay. And I don't know. Is Jimmy Graham looking like he's playing or no? What are we thinking?
He's playing.
He's playing?
He's splint. He's good.
All right. Then Jimmy Graham.
Okay. Trubisky, Adams, Hiltons, and Graham. You know I love my T.Y. Hiltons, though.
T.Y. Hiltons. He's coming back.
Coming back. All right. I'm going with Dak Prescott at quarterback. No, I know. All right. Dak Prescott at quarterback. Chris Carson at running back. Chris Godwin at wide receiver.
Nice.
And I'm taking the big man, Rob Gronkowski, and his Tide Pods at tight end.
Oh, Gronk. That's a good team. I like that. That's good.
It could be a good team.
It could be.
Good team. I can afford to take some stupid gambles because I am a 4-game lead on you.
Are you listening to this guy?
Come back because it's not out of reach yet.
Are you hearing this?
It's not out of reach yet.
He doesn't give a shit.
So those are our teams for this week. Don't forget, guys and girls, you can submit teams over on the Discord. Even if you're starting fresh this week, it's still possible.
You can still win. Holy shit.
It's still possible for you to win if this week is your first week. After this week, though, probably not so much. But with 5 weeks of the season left to go, it's wide open. It's wide open. You got $20,000. You pick 4 positions. You got some great football rookie cards to win if you have the most wins over Josh and I. The winner of the listener team and the additional prize for the listener wins are to be determined, but they will be a little bit more personalized from Josh and I.
Yeah. Like underwear that we wore.
Hey, Google, play. Well, folks,
this is the best new song. That's 67 years old.
67 years old. It was good to be back.
We're back.
I'm glad we got this show in. We're heading into the final 5 weeks. We're heading into December, the worst month of the year.
What?
It's so fucking cold.
December is okay. January's terrible, and then February is like I just want to die. I fucking hate
February is often bad.
awful.
But thank you guys for tuning in and putting up with us missing some weeks.
Sorry.
We can almost guarantee that we'll be here for 5 straight weeks, but I don't want to promise anything.
Hey, man, you never know. I might have to go to the hospital.
It's true. But we will definitely be back next week. Good luck on your fantasy teams. Don't forget to get your fantasy challenge teams over in the Discord. And otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Bye. Good footballing.